All right, what's up, Bulldogs? Today I have a special guest. I have Steve the Dean Williams from the manmindset.com. He's a man that I have recently, gotten to connect with, and we have so much in common. It's like finding a long lost brother. We were just at the 21 convention together. Finally got to meet Steve in person, and he's a stand-up guy. He's the kind of guy that will give the shirt off his back for you if you if you need it. And I saw that, like, so many people that he just reached out to, just like was one of the guys there that you could just count on. So it's amazing to meet someone who is not only a person who takes care of his own, but stands up for himself, that really is his own man. And like that combination is so rare. But welcome to the show, Steve.
Hey, thank you, Bulldog. I talked to Mom, and she said we have to have a talk. So I think we.
So I mean, before we jump into it, I mean, what were your thoughts? Like, how did you enjoy the 21 convention?
The 21 convention was great. Like I said, well, like you were saying, it got me a chance to meet you. And one thing I love the most and respected the most about you is that you are what you are online, and you don't really get that much with people. You're a great positive man online, and I noticed that, and we had a connection and we got cool. But offline, when I met you, you're the same exact guy. So it was just, wow, okay, he's cool, he's great. The 21 was great. Being able to talk, it was great. All those things, it was great atmosphere, brother. Atmosphere, excuse me.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, and your talk was killer, man. It's like you just laid into every, some people were maybe crying in the audience, but you gave it to them. It's good. I like that you gave it to them really hard, tell them what they need to know. And didn't pull any punches, but it was a really good event. I thought I was just glad to meet so many guys, and to be around strong men. It's something that's very rare, hard to find today, and great environment. So
yeah, absolutely.
So I really want to talk about today with something that I think that it's kind of unique in the manosphere, the red pill community. Some of the stuff that you talk about, when we talk about dealing with women, I think we hear a lot of guys in the red pill side of things being a little bit, jaded, in the sense that they treat women poorly because they think that that's what's going to get them laid. That's what's going to be the best thing to do. Whereas a lot of the content that I hear you talking about is, I tell this whispering sweet honey in her ears. I think I've heard you say that phrase. And I definitely relate to that. I think that's something that I always tell guys. It's like, what happened to the Don Juans? What happened to, the seduction element where you were a guy that knows how to, like, talk the sweet talk and to seduce women, as opposed to just trying to be this tough alpha male, non-reactive, and that works to some degree, but like to really get into a woman's mind and heart, like, it requires that element of seduction. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that and why that's so important.
Well, I call it the selfless lover. I see, as a man, yes, we have to be hard on the outside and guide and lead a woman, but I'm a selfless lover. I've always been. I used to be a gigolo, so I understand women, and I also understand that most guys are going what's between their legs, and they're not going what's between their ears.
Right.
And that's why I always tell guys, I'm never trying to have sex with women. That's beneath me. That's just too easy to do. I like to position myself where they see the value in me and make the sexual and emotional decisions to want to sleep with me based on what I give them, based on how I make them feel. I always tap on to their mental aspects. And a lot of people don't talk about that, Bulldog, because a lot of people don't understand that it's more than just a hello, how you doing, and all this other stuff. I want to make a connection. Now, women connect with clothes, shoes, and purses because it's how they make them feel. They're very insecure. So they buy the shoe not to buy the shoe. They buy the shoe because the shoe makes them feel a certain way a certain time. So I want to be the investment. And unfortunately, a lot of these guys are not sexual enough to go beyond that point to show women and that, listen, I'm the prize. I'm the opportunity. when you get with me, you get everything. And I love to show that through every phase, from the first moment I meet her, being clear, concise, transparent, and impactful, telling her that this is why I came over here. You know, this is why I'm talking to you. This is what I want to do. And I want to get to know you in a more intimate way, because intimacy is not just sex. Intimacy is unbuttoning her clothes. Intimacy is a look, a hold, a touch. And that's on a level that most women want men to be on, because a lot of guys have high school thinking. We'll talk about that later, but they want a man that knows what he's doing, Bulldog. And it's not just outside the bedroom. I want to touch her every way possible. And that's why when I talk to her, I do voice messages, I do video messages and text messages, because a lot of men don't understand. Women sometimes they go back during the day and they'll play that message just to hear your voice. They'll play that video just to see you and see the sincerity in your eyes. And those are the points and things that separate you sexually from every other woman. I mean, I can go on and on about this because this is my thing. I love sexuality, and that's what I try to push in men. You know, I always tell guys, you have wine above your bed. And they're like, see, well, why would I have wine above my bed? What is that going to do for me? It's going to do everything for you. Because not only does it give the woman the visual that you have a sexual playpen, but you can also tell her the story that, listen, when I have women over my house, I'm just too lazy to go in the kitchen. I love setting mood. I love kissing. I love taking my time with her. And there's nothing like grabbing the wine and pouring a little bit over the glass. So when it lays on your body, I can lick it off your body to see if the taste of your body is different with the wine than the glass. See that? That's flavor in her ear. Flavor.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. That's the approach that I wish more men would take, because they don't understand. I think a lot of guys think what you just described is weak in beta, that this is the thing that so many men are confused about. What now? Some guys, right, very, very blue pill guys, they could be nodding their head and agreeing with you and saying, yeah, I love to take a woman out and buy her some flowers and some candy and to, you know, these are the guys that are putting a woman on a pedestal. They would say the same thing that you're saying is what they do, but they're not having success with women. Why is it different? What makes the difference between, you know, this kind of seduction, like taking care of a woman, like treating her like a princess, is what I say, in a way that's blue pilled, versus a man, the way a real man does it? What's the key difference between those approaches?
The key difference is worship. See, what people don't understand the rules of thirst. The rule of thirst is simply this: whatever you put in front of you. So if a man puts a woman before his own needs, anything he does is going to come off thirsty. So because I put myself first, it's going to come off more genuine, because the woman knows she's got to earn it. I'm not just giving it away to you. What I'm doing is just like the mall. When you go to the mall, you know, when you go to the food court, what do? They hand you a sample. Please try this, because they know if you like what they give you a sample of, not only will you get in line to get it, but the next time you go to the mall, you'll go back in line and get it again. So I'm just giving her a sample of what she's going to get with. Why am I arrogant? Why am I cocky? Why am I conceited? Because I know I can make your toes curl mentally. I know I can get you to submit to me, submit your body, submit your mind, and you want to be with me. I know this, but what a lot of men don't understand is they use the thirsty and needy, whatever the things that they say as a crutch, because a lot of men don't know sexuality. And just real quick on that. See, I always say, Bulldog, in high school, this is why I would say women know the game better than most guys, because in high school, she knows your behavior since elementary school. That's no confidence. You don't know how to approach. You have anxiety problems in elementary school, which is fine. Junior high school, you're the same way. High school, these men are the same way. And then they carry it over into the real world, meaning she's known you since high school. Where with a woman, when she gets out of high school, she begins to learn her sexuality, her body, how to masturbate, which she loves. And she realizes that, wait a second, all this time I was with a guy who just kissed my neck, kissed my breast, licked on me a little bit and rolled over. Then wait a second, I'm meeting these other individual guys, these anomalies that are They're taking their time with me. They're looking deep in my eye. They're making me tingle without even touching me. Who are these guys? And that's where we're trying to get these guys over to, because it's not a bad thing being sensual, sexual, romantic, dirty, naughty, kinky, and nasty. That's part of being a man. But it goes back to, like I'm saying, Bulldog, worship. I don't worship women. I worship myself first. And when I do things for a woman, these are you deserve this because you are respecting me as a man. You know your place at the table, and you're not giving me any drama.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that difference between, the behaviors, right? It's like I talk to a lot of guys and they ask me questions about, like, should I pay for a date? Should I pay for this? And I'm like, that's the wrong question. The question is, like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yes.
It's not what you're doing. As a real man, you do whatever the fuck that you want to do. But why? Is it because you're trying to win approval? Is it because you're trying to get someone to like you, right? Is it because this is a true expression of who you are and it's what you honestly want to do? And so, yeah, I think it comes a lot from that place. Real quick, shout out to Red Sings the Blues with the $5 super chat. He says, my donation to man, love the channel. So appreciate it, man. But yeah, so okay, so I kind of have an idea of, like, how you could get into this because of because of your past of basically being the guy that gives the woman a good time, right? That they're paying for you to give her a good, because this is what they're looking for. So how do guys find this path? How do they develop these skills? Because again, like I said, I hear a lot of good red pill type of content.
Yes.
I came from the background in the PUA industry, and there's a lot of good, like, how to approach, how to, like, some of these good tactics and things like that. There's some junk in there as well, but there's some decent stuff. But this stuff isn't taught. Very rarely. I think the only person I've ever seen that really actually taught this is a guy named Zan Perion. He wrote a book called The Alabaster Girl, but not very popular. Not too many people know who this guy is. But so this is rare. So how does a guy figure this out? How does he go down this path and learn these things?
Well, let me tell you a quick story. When I got in this game when I was 9. Okay. And my mentor showed me the first thing. The answer is poetry. That I know a lot of guys still say, poetry. Now understand, guys, poetry is what you listen to on the radio. If you're rapping or singing the song, that's poetry. So just want to let you know, poetry is everywhere. But my mentor, what he did was, I think it was 9 or 10 years old. There was this woman in the neighborhood that he was trying to get at and all this other stuff. So he was trying to show me the power of words and how you can, what he taught me was, you can touch a woman without touching her, and I'm going to show you how. So what he did was he gave me a mirror. Now, if you take a mirror and you slide it under the door, you can look at the mirror and see the reflection on the other side. So he put me in the closet. I had a mirror. He brought this woman over. They're sitting on the bed. The music's on, and all he's doing is talking in her ear. Yeah. And he had all his clothes on. She starts to take her clothes her clothes off, and starts to masturbate. And he's saying the most dangerous man is not the one that can force and beg his way into it. It's the man that can touch a woman without touching her. And the first way you have to do this is expression, because that's why they love 50 Shades of Grey. That's why they love those romance books, because the words peel off the page and touch her in a way where she feels like she can really be that woman in that story. So what I had to learn, I started off roses are red, violets are blue. He ripped it up, cussed me out, said, no, you got to express yourself. You see, most individuals, I always do this on my show. I show them a photo of something, and I say, describe the photo. And they can't even really describe the photo. They're like, okay, there's a house, there's some snow, there's a tree, and there's a cabin in the woods. No, express, you got to go beyond that. See, when you get this, you got to say, okay, I see the front yard where her and I are having a snowball fight, where we're throwing snow at each other, where I'm looking at her and I miss her and I grab her and I roll her and look in her eyes. Then I slowly kiss her on the side of her neck, tell her how sexy she is. And you see what I'm saying? It's beyond the expression, because the poetry helps you with your texting, voice messages, video. It helps you on your date, because what you're doing is, I'm not ever asking what you do for a living. Who's your last boyfriend? What are you looking for? No, what I'm showing you is why you should get with me. So the first step is poetry. And to give you an example of the poetry is after I give a woman my number and have her call me, I'm using the poetry and telling her the story of how I met her. I'm not the very first text message is this is your lucky day, because when I was a little kid, I used Fruity Pebbles. When I was a little kid, I loved Fruity Pebbles because I'm telling a story, because I love the prizes. So I was out of Fruity Pebbles and I decided to go to the store, and then I saw you. And after I saw you, I had to make the decision. And this is why I have a bone to pick with you, because I chose you over my favorite cereal. I thought about biting your neck and taking. And see, you see that laugh right there that you have, Bulldog?
Yeah.
That's the laugh that they're going to have reading the message. And then what's going to throw them off is when I do the voice message or the video message. They're not expecting this from the average guy, but that's where they know there's experience. This man knows women because he's making me feel things without me even knowing him yet. It starts with poetry.
Exactly. I love even how you start off that by saying, when I was a kid, I used to love Fruity Pebbles and want the prize in there, because you're revealing something about yourself.
Yeah.
You're being open. You're being vulnerable to some degree, which it works when you're a strong man, because then it's a contrast. It's like this contrast. It's like, wow, this guy is so secure in himself, so strong as a man that he's willing to reveal these things and to let me into his story. And I think, like you said, even with the voice messages or sending a video, and it's like, wow, this is unique. Like this guy is actually, like, he's not trying to play some kind of game or try to pretend like he's not interested, because he doesn't really care if I'm interested or not, because this is just his natural expression of who he is. And I think that the genuine uniqueness is so rare, and women connect with it. And like you said, it's, 50 Shades of Grey. It's, all these guys that think it's all just about looks, they miss the whole thing, that it's like, yeah, women are attracted to men based on looks, and they will fuck you based on looks. But like that, what you said, that the word intimacy, that deeper connection, you can't get there just on looks. It's not possible to reach that area. And that's where, like, you truly find the more fulfilling type of experiences in life, rather than just, anytime you can go and you can have sex with a girl, and that's fine, but it's not that experience that you're describing. I think so many people haven't even tasted, you know what I mean?
But yes, but Bulldog, check it out. They will smash a guy on looks. And I always want you guys, if you have money, looks, and cars and things, they will have sex with you. But I want the comeback. I want to give her what I call the drug of me. I want her to either take me in mushroom form, a pill form. I want her to slice me up in the powder form and sniff me. I want her to put me in a bottle and smoke me, or inject me into her arm. I want her to have the drug of me, meaning that, yeah, you can have sex, but wait a second, guys, there's another level to this, where she's buying you Rolex watches, where she's taking you out to places. Valentine's Day and Christmas, she's buying you gifts because she doesn't want you to go. And one thing I always do, and here's another thing I always like to tell guys, get your crowns out. This is easy, is always putting a woman in a moment. And this is how you can touch her. You can say to her while you're on the phone, you know what, the next time you take a shower, what I want you to do is I want you to put your favorite music on. Or if you're cool enough, you can send her, say, a lot of guys don't know this, you can send women the music you want her to masturbate to. I want to send you some music. Why? Because if we're in the shower right now, we're going to be fucking to the rhythm of the music. I want the lights off. Why? Because it's nothing like seeing my lips and not knowing where my lips and my tongue are going to go next. So what I want you to do while you're in the shower with the lights out, with the music going, I want you to take your towel and let that be my lips and my tongue. And I want you to explore your body the way you want me to explore it. And then you let me know. And when they hear that, they're like, wait a second, hold on. Who are you? Why? Where are you? What who thinks this way? So
yeah, no, I love that. That's great. That's great. Real quick shout out to Alfie, man. Good to see you. Is at work with the kid. Just want to talk life through and show support my man John and Uncle Steve. Peace and respect to Chad. Yeah, shout out to Alfie there. So okay, so yeah, so I mean that's I agree with all that. I think that's I think a lot of guys will have trouble figuring out how to do that, how to say that. And like you said, beginning with poetry, like you said on your channel too, I've seen where you had a painting and you're telling guys to describe it.
Yes.
And I thought that was a good exercise. What about what about guys again that feel like this is here's the thing. So what about the whole problem of guys falling for girls? Like maybe they have a hesitation of saying, well, if I do this, then will I like fall in love, and then I'll have this one-itis with this girl, because you're romancing them. They're now, you have to, well, in order to do what you're saying, you have to invest, right? Because it's real and it's authentic. I think there's a big fear of that investment. Now, am I catching feelings, right? That's the the term. And then it's like, okay, well, I can't catch feelings. What do you think about that? How do you counter that? How does a guy deal with that and still be this seducer, this romantic guy that women want to inject into their arm,
Yeah, well, see, in the game, we call it standing on your square. And it's something a lot of men don't understand. Standing on your square is looking to you for all the answers, and you are the compass that's going to guide her where you want her to go. See, when a man stands on a square, he's not putting his emotions in the game, because you're dealing with an emotional individual. I'm coming at you with logic. I'm not coming with your emotion. I'm just giving you samples of what you'll get if you choose to be with me. You see, my mentor always told me it's just like the rule of the vampire. The only way I can enter is if she makes the conscious decision or invites me in. I want the invite. That's what I want. I don't want to beg my way in. I don't want to barter my way in. I want to stand on my square. All I'm doing is showing her that, listen, if you invite me in, not only am I going to do this, this is just chapter 1. This is the first page of chapter 1 in the book that you and I can create. So what I'm focused on is not the emotions. And I know a lot of guys get caught up in the beauty of a woman. And don't get me wrong, I love beautiful women, but I love myself that much more, where I take my emotions out of this. I don't give her the best part of me, because she hasn't even earned that part of me. She hasn't even earned my dick yet. She hasn't even earned my time or my respect. This is why I tell people, John, that it's not about sex to me. And I know guys, sex is easy to have when you're thinking the way we are trying to show you how to think. So it's not about the sex. I want everything. I want her to bring the fruit to my feet. I want her to kiss my ring. And in order to do that, I must look to myself for the answer. So when you stand on your square, you're looking to know what you do best and see when you build it. You remember the movie, if you build it, they will come. See, the problem is nobody's building anything. They're too busy looking to the outside. Oh, female nature, women are this, women are that, and all this other stuff. Well, what they don't know is that's what women want, because the more you're focused on them, you're not focused on you. The dangerous man is the one that's selfish, conceited, arrogant, a jerk that says, it's about me. I'm the star in this motherfucking town. And when you're that way, then you become a danger, because then at that point, John, you're not putting your emotions in anything.
I see. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I think it's still a challenge for many guys to do, because it's hard to separate those things out and to see it in the way that you see it. But that's, I think it's something that's sorely needed for sure. I thought this was funny. This guy says, I can hear this guy on mute. That's
you can
that's
hear me.
good.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's beautiful when you hear me on mute, because that's what I want women to feel. If you can feel me on mute, then guess what she's feeling me on.
Right. Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want to be like. So tell me more about. I guess let's talk about maybe just what you think is wrong today. Kind of in, what do we need to do? What's wrong today in the term, the manosphere. I don't really like to use the terms, but with men today and what's being taught to men today. Where do you stand on that?
The biggest issue we have is that we're trying to be like everybody else, and we don't look to ourselves as the answer. I always tell everybody that you came in this world, you are unique, you are authentic. There's no one like you, and that's not a lie. And I always tell them that you are a winner because you got to the egg. I mean, you beat out millions of your brothers and sisters. You didn't need Instagram, you didn't need hypergamy, you didn't need female nature, you didn't need all the YouTube and all the other stuff to do it. You did it on your own. It's just somewhere along the way you forgot who you became. And what happened with a lot of these young boys is that it becomes frustrating. I get it when you like somebody or you don't know who you are, there's nobody to tell you who you are. See, the ones that teach you the game, which is really the game, see, the ones that teach you that, they make it more about you. You're not supposed to be me. I don't want you to be me. Matter of fact, John, I tell them, don't listen to me. Don't believe me. See it for yourself. That's what I'm trying to do. Your pathway has to be a road that you have to take on your own. You cannot be a part of something, because when you're a part of something, you're a part of somebody. Meaning that if you're going around mimicking, parroting what somebody else tells you, then you're trying to be the best number two of that person, because you can't be his one, because he's already the one. You are the two when you mimic and use words that someone else uses. And this has been going on since the PUA days. And, I talk about that on the 21, but this has been going on since then, way even past then. See, as a man, the pathway I have to go on is the one on my own. I have to define me to how I am to myself. Fuck the women and fuck dating, and I don't care. I don't care about any of that stuff, because I'm on my road learning who I am, creating a definition of me. You know what, John? I always tell guys, and guys, get your crayons out. And this is something you gotta understand to get this. There are only 3 laws that you have to abide by in this world. I call it the law of the land. So don't kill anybody, because if you do, you'll go to jail. Right. The law of the street. If you're driving 55 in a 20-mile-an-hour school zone and you get caught, you're going to get your ass slinged up, okay? The last one is the law of the job. Go to job and do your job like you promised you would. Those 3 laws are the only 3 laws you have to abide by. Outside of that, I can create my own laws in which I abide by. I don't have to play by the rules that society tells me of dating, and this is how you date, and this is how you got to be around the women. Fuck that. I'm my own man. I am my king. I look to my name. My name is my beacon in the light. My name is my compass. And as I go down and learn, remember I talked about this. You see, the problem is you get a drop of information. Okay, but what you don't know is the ocean. That's what I talked about. The problem is with a lot of these young men, they're taking a drop of information and making it a fact. That's the problem. And not only making it a fact, John, they're making it a fact from some of these motherfuckers, they can't even get women. Let me, guys, listen. If you don't get anything from what I'm about to tell you in this whole wonderful, dope-ass interview, understand this. The game is not about women. I'm going to say it again. The game is not about women. So if you are listening to someone complaining about women, bitching about women, moaning about women, crying about women, using government to mention women, family court, hypergamy, female nature, that should tell you that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because a man doesn't bitch about a woman. He moves on and finds the next one. Sorry for going long, but I'm just so passionate about this shit, man.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think that's so much that a lot of guys make it all about women, and it's about you. It's about who you become. It's you are fighting the battle with yourself, and to try and become your authentic self, and to be able to express that, and to be the one who decides what you want out of life, not what's given to you. And so many guys are trying to take instead of being givers. And that's the that's where they're falling wrong, because it's more you can never take enough, and you can also never give enough. But one of those things will lead to fulfillment, and one of them won't. And so I definitely agree with you on that. So guys, if you have some questions for Steve, drop them in the chat here. Want to get some good questions here. Anything you guys got.
And Bulldog, I tell you, hey guys, if you're texting a woman right now and you're having problems, put something in the chat room.
Oh yeah, we'll help you.
See what authentic game does. See, the thing that you'll notice about these guys, they never give you the solution about things. They never show you
Right.
how to do it yourself. They're always so busy complaining. They don't talk about and navigate how you approach. They don't talk about how you make her toes curl. They don't even tell you to cook. They don't even, guys, Bulldog, he told me to go home economics. I don't know. It was fifth grade. I think it was fifth or sixth grade. I think we had to take, wait, no, it was sixth or seventh grade. I did home economics, but I didn't understand it right then. He was like, get your ass in there and learn how to fucking cook, because later on down the line, this is going to come in handy, because women find it very sexual when a man can create from his own hands, brother. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I very much agree with that. Yeah. There's so much that guys aren't learning today, that because they think that's the opposite. You know, so many guys are trying to be this alpha male character instead of being themselves, which is the real man. Like, being a real man is being your own man. And having that
and you know what? And they don't understand. I always say women know the game better than most men. All right, when you go down to the mall, when you're walking in the mall and they have those guys in the middle of the kiosk, and those guys are like, "Hey, John, how you? Hey, they don't know what they say. How you doing today? How's your day going?" You know he's trying to sell you something. You automatically know. By the way, well, see, what a lot of these guys don't know is they're wearing a mask, and these women know that they're wearing masks based off of their behavior. And that's why they get played. And then they get mad, bitter, and angry, because they're not taking the responsibility of trying to play game versus someone who knows the game of manipulation and deception.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because so many guys complain and they say, you know, this woman did this to me. She did this to me. I hear this so much. And, you know, and my thoughts on it are always like, no one does shit to you. Like, you're the one who decides what you tolerate, what you allow in your life. Like, to have the victim mindset of thinking that someone did something to you. Like, this is a woman. Are you a man? Like, you know, a woman did something to you. Like, give me a fucking break. What do you think about this? Because this is such a complaint. So many guys in the manosphere are bitching about what women did to them and how women behave, as opposed to focusing on what not taking responsibility for that. Like, to me, if someone treats me with, if a woman treats me with disrespect, I take that personally, in the sense that that's my fault. Like, I must have fucked up somewhere, right? As opposed to blaming her, because I'm supposed to be the man. I'm supposed to be in control, in charge of my life. What do you think about that?
Well, we always talk. Well, today, in today's world, we're always looking at the last domino. We always want to talk about the end result of things versus the first domino that's knocked that created that end result. Like you said, I can't blame a woman for being mean to me or rude to me, because if she does, it's my fault. I take full account. See, women don't take. See, the thing about what guys don't understand is, not taking accountability for your actions is a female trait. It's an emotional trait, which women, they're not accountable for shit. And when you men begin to point the finger at the woman, or listen to someone that points the finger at the woman, you're just as bad as that person, because a thinking man is going to go back to the beginning. Well, see, the guy that complains about the woman, John, doesn't talk about when he first met her. He was trying to backdoor, playing games, trying to manipulate, and trying to get in her pants, trying to tell her that, I want to be in a relationship with you when you wanted to sleep with her. That guy doesn't talk about that. He doesn't talk about the first argument when she checked his ass at the door. And what did he say? Well, I'm sorry, I want to make this right. He didn't talk about the guy that said, you know what? I want to keep this woman, so let me go ahead and move her into my house, even though she's dogging me out and disrespecting me. They don't talk about the woman that, you know what? I don't want to lose her, so I'll move her pills out of the way and I'll get her pregnant because I think a child is going to keep her there. They don't talk about those things. See, they always want to say, oh, poor boo-hoo me. I fell off my bike. It's the woman's fault. It's always her fault. It's not. Because, see, as a man, if you're a real man about shit, you're going to do what a job does. Where's your mission statements, your legacy statements, your vision statements, your laws, your rules, your codes, your narratives, and your principles to say, when you get with me, when you get with me, this is how it's going to be. I'm a drama-free man. If you bring drama in my life, you're gone. If you yell at me more, you're gone. If you put your hands on me, you're gone. If you even question some of the decisions I make, you're gone. Matter of fact, you got to do more to stay, because I don't need you, because you're not special. I
Right.
can find you in any color, shape, size, or age legally that I want. I don't need you. And that's how I don't have those kinds of problems. Now, I always tell guys, I joke with them, but I did get abused one time by a woman.
Mm.
I had a story back it was the 90s where I got hit in the back of the head with a ketchup bottle by a chick. But the only reason I got hit by that ketchup bottle is I was leaving. See, she messed up. I broke up with her. I told her it was over. And as I was walking out the door, she doubted me with the ketchup bottle. So I've been abused one time. I always tell guys, but it's not what they think. I was walking away. That's when I got doubted. But I have the standard. So you can't blame women as men. You got to look in the mirror and see that it's more your fault than her fault, John.
100%. Yeah. I always I think of it as like if someone is complaining about their employees abusing them, like they're your employees. Like, why are you gonna how is it gonna be their fault if your employees are mean to you or abuse you as a boss? It
Yes.
doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It's the same thing here. You're the one who has power. But the reason why, like you said, is they're afraid to walk. I think so many guys are afraid to walk because they don't have other options. They don't have the confidence. Like, if you built yourself, if you understand who you are as a man, like you said, standing on your square, then you're not afraid to walk because that you're ready to walk. You're waiting for a reason to walk because you got so many other options. You got so much that you could be spending your time doing that you don't want to waste your time on someone that's not earning your time.
Yeah, she needs you. She needs you so much. See, what a lot of men don't understand is that these women want men. They want to be told what to do. See, they want somebody that can say no and can walk away before he walks out that door. Before I even meet the woman, I know I can say no and I can walk away. And John, I know when I meet a woman, they don't even do this. They don't even bet on themselves. When I meet a woman, I bet me. John, I'm harder on myself when I get a woman versus when I don't, because I expect me to get her faster. So if I got her to play with her pussy in 2 days, I'm harder on myself because why didn't I get her to play with herself the first day? But see, that's the thing. These young men, they're so busy looking at the end result. They're not working up to build what they have to do to get the result, my brother.
So how does a man become a man today?
A man becomes a man by, guys, I'm going to simplify this. A man becomes a man by either turning on a light switch or turning 5 pages of a book. And I know a lot of guys saying, wait, it can't be that easy. Yes, it is. It's this easy. You see, what makes you a man is when your thinking is lined up with your behavior. That's how simple this is. See, most of you guys don't believe in yourself enough to stay on your square and let you be the answer to all the situations. See, there's no such thing as a problem. A problem is a meteor the size of Jupiter heading towards Earth. That's a fucking problem. But a woman, no, that's an easy solution. But I always tell guys, because I'm out of the box. I'm not a part of a manosphere. I'm not part of I was never part of the PUA community. I've never part of that stuff. I've just been walking like Cain on my own.
Right.
The first thing they need to do, and as I know this sounds crazy, but I tell them to go to the store and buy a 100-piece puzzle box. And they're like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? And I kind of talked about this the other day. You've seen the Karate Kid, right? Have you ever seen the Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Well, it was basically the same thing. Remember? Miyagi told Daniel to go to his backyard and wash all the cars, and you whack one with this hand, you whack over that hand, and see, most people are looking for the punches and kicks, but no, I'm with the reason I tell them to get the puzzle and throw the box away, get the puzzle, dump all the pieces off, rip the box up, and throw it in the trash, and begin to do the puzzle themselves, because the first thing they've got to learn is the communication to themselves, John. See, nobody tells them about this. They're always telling them, oh, the worry and this and all this. You have got to communicate with yourself. And that's why I always say the light switch. See, when you wake up in the morning, you turn on the light switch. It's a thought and a behavior. If the light switch doesn't come on, these men automatically know there's one in the chamber. So, okay, if the light switch doesn't turn on, it's either a light bulb problem or an electrical problem. So now I've got to go to the next phase. Turn on the TV set. The TV turns on, it's a light bulb problem. The TV's not wearing on, it's electrical. So no, man, I have to go to the electrical box. See, that's how simple it is. The game is not complicated. It's just these guys out here try to make it complicated to sell you an idea of what a man is. It's thought and behavior that creates a man.
Yeah, I like that. That's one thing I always tell guys is that it's you're I talk about metaphorically killing your father, the idea that like it's your own value system that you need to take on as a man, which is exactly what you're saying here, which is that you have to decide, you have to be the ultimate arbiter of what is right, what is good in life, not looking to someone else, not looking to say, is this what I should be doing? Is this good? Does this make me successful in life? Does this, and so many guys are doing that instead of making themselves the one, the singular entity that matters in their universe, right? Almost, being selfish to a large degree, like having yourself at the center of your universe, as opposed to going and checking in to see, letting other people determine your worth and value and what you should do in life.
They're always being told what to do, John. That's the problem. They look to other men to tell them what to do and how to think. The difference between men like us is that I want you to think for yourselves.
Exactly.
Take the information that myself and John are giving you, that we leave on the table, grab the information, decode it and encode it into who you are, and go forth. But when you're listening, but see what's happening is that we have these young men now that follow, okay, he has 500,000 subscribers. Okay, he must know what he's talking about. And then this guy is saying he's declawing and defanging these young men day by day, making them more feminine than emotional, and that confuses the man. The man stands on his name. And most guys don't even know their name. And listen, I never tell guys, I will never tell you to get in a relationship, and I'll never tell you to get married. That's not my job to do that. You have to make that determination, because I can't tell you as a man what to do with your life, but they are. They're saying, John, don't get married. Don't have a relationship. Think about this. They're telling you to kill your name, kill your bloodline, stop your legacy. And this is men doing it. This isn't women. See, everybody thinks women are the enemy, but even in the Matrix, the enemy was the Smith, or if you're the Bible, the Antichrist that came to you in open arms, came to you saying, I love and care about you. But if you look and think about it, are women actually the problem, or is it men that are pretending to care about you the problem, John?
Yeah, no, I love what you said there, because one of the things that I try to do is to make men strong enough to be able to handle whatever situation is thrown at them, not to avoid hard situations. And I think that's what a lot of the guys are trying to do. They're saying, oh, don't do this, don't get married. Like, it's like, I think you had said it when I was on your show. You said, they eat you shit, or was that?
Wait. If I eat you shit, meaning that. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Yes.
But no, I think that's perfect, because it's like, just because they had an experience and perhaps they were too weak to handle it. I mean, life is hard. I mean, maybe I can't tell you what to do, but maybe you do choose to get married or to get into LTR, and maybe you get messed over in that, but then you fucking deal with it and go on with your life. It's like living in the bubble is not a solution to life, because you're afraid of, maybe I'll get hurt, maybe something bad will happen to you. I mean, having some good information and knowing what you're getting into, excellent to have information and to understand the risks involved in a situation. But to be afraid of situations because maybe I'll get hurt, I'd rather you just say, hey, I'm so fucking strong, I'm so invincible that, yeah, maybe I'm gonna get a kick in the balls, doesn't matter, it won't faze me, I'll just move on with my life, and I'll just deal with it, because life is hard, life is going to kick you in the balls a lot of times. And it's like, you can have a strategy of trying to avoid being kicked in the balls.
Yes.
Or you can have a strategy of saying, I'm going to have balls of steel, so it doesn't matter how many times I get kicked in the balls. And my choice, and I think that's what you're advocating, is the second one. Let's make men strong enough that they can get kicked in the balls, that they know how to deal with that situation, that they can handle all the shit that gets thrown at them in life, versus avoidant and trying to play it safe to not get hurt.
John, it's one thing to say, if you go to Camp Crystal Lake, there is a hockey mask wielding killer that's going to fuck you up if you go to Crystal Lake.
Right.
But the way they got it set up is they're making you feel like if you go to any campground around the world, that there's going to be a hockey wielding guy that's going to chop you up into bits. See, When I was talking about if I eat, do you shit for me if I eat? What I'm saying is that your life is not my life.
Right.
I will see what they've done, and I want guys, because I always tell them, don't believe me, learn your history, look up Scared Straight, do your home research on Scared Straight. And what it was a bunch of knucklehead kids taken into prison. The convicts scared them to make them a better life. So what these guys are doing right now is that they're trying to scare men into believing that my situation. Well, I had a shootout on Mars, and by the time I talk to you, you're gonna feel like if you go to a movie theater, you're gonna get shot at. That's how the news does it as well. They will take a situation and make you feel like, because they tapping on emotion now, because this works with women. That's why soap operas are so popular. They doing this with men now. They're saying that my life is your life, and because I wasn't a man, because I didn't have any standards, because I couldn't say no and I couldn't walk away and I got walked over, it's going to happen to you, John. So this is why you got to be careful. So they got these young boys thinking, if I see a woman, now remember, hey, John, I didn't approach the woman, didn't talk to her. If I just see the woman, oh my God, the government's going to take half my money. Oh my God, if I just go on a date with her, I'm going to go to family court. Are you serious? I mean, I know it's funny, but it's I don't mean to laugh at those guys, and I'm not laughing at them, but think about what I just said. They believe that so much. It's like they're drinking the cult leader's coffee and thinking that your life is my life. I'm my own man, John. Listen, John, what I loved about you and I love about you is that we can talk as men. Yeah. And you can tell me about an experience, whether it was good or bad, and I can get information from that experience. Mm-hmm. And I can utilize that information when the situation presents itself. But as a man, I can't make your life my life because I'm not living your life. I'm not going down John's pathway to learning John. I'm learning myself, man. And that's the problem, big dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I think of it as like the guys that are always like, you know, you're talking about fitness and they're like, oh, I don't want to get too big. I don't want to get, and I'm like, you have to actually go to the gym. Like, you don't have to worry about, let's worry about getting too big later on. Like, that's not your problem. Like that's a good problem to have. It's the same thing with the guys that are like they're worried about getting divorce raped and having the government take half their shit. And they don't even know how to get a girl in the first place. So it's like, that's not a problem that you have to worry about. It's the same thing even with the Me Too thing, right? I hear this excuse all the time. Oh, I don't want to get Me Too'd. I'm like, first of all, like you're not going to get Me Too'd. Let me just tell you, you don't have what it takes to get Me Too'd. And second of all, like we're talking about, if you are the kind of guy that is doing what we're talking about here, and a woman has an experience with you, and she says, that's the best experience I've ever had in my life with a man. She's not Me Tooing you. She's worshiping you. She's remembering. She's playing back the messages, like you said. She's not thinking, oh, I regret this situation, right? If you're a guy that's like creating situations where women regret it, then yeah, I mean, maybe you're at some amount of risk there. But
I see Nathan has a question over there.
Yeah. I was just about to pull that up. Okay, so
oh yeah, oh, this is easy. Oh,
all right, yeah. So Nathan says here, he says, F closed a first date on Sunday. I took her to an Airbnb. She asked to meet up again today. How can I have the second quote date at her place? I have a roommate who cock blocks, move into my own place next month. Wow, I got go for it. Go for it, Steve.
Nathan, this is the first thing I want you to get your crayon out, Nathan. What I want you to do is I want you to ask, the first thing I want you to do is you send her a message. Now listen, Nathan, don't send her a text message. Send her a voice message or video. Grab your phone, hold it right in there. If you do a video and say, what's going on, beautiful? Call her sexy. What's up, sexy? What I want you to do is send me a photo of yourself so I can tell you why I had such a good time with you on our first date. That's the first phase, okay, Nathan? You want to instruct her. Again, we're trying to build sexuality and we're trying to get her turned on, okay? So when we see that, this is when you tell her in a text message, I got a bone to pick with you. And this is why I have a problem with you, because I couldn't keep my hands off of you the first time. And I want to know, when are you going to invite me over back to your place so I can not only put my hands on you, but show you why you made the right decision and allowing me to touch you the way I want to touch you. Allow me to, and if you want an example, I'll be happy to give you the example. This is what you're telling her, Nathan. This is, you're giving her the experience. You're telling her, I will, from the moment I see you, twirl you around, kiss you, and tell you how sexy you are, to the point where we're going to go in the shower with the lights out and I eat your beautiful pussy and look you in your eyes and stroke you the way you need to be stroked and pull your hair the way you want to pull it. I am going to give you an experience. Okay, Nathan? That's what you tell her. You say, now set it up. Let me know when you're ready for the Nathan experience. Let me, remember, it's the Nathan experience. So let me know when you're ready for the Nathan experience. Now, Nathan, I'm going to give you one in the chamber. When you get done fucking her, what I want you to do is get some lotion, go to her microwave, warm it up for 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds, give her a full body massage. And the reason I want you to do that is because this is going to be the difference when she wants to either go out with that loser or get some of your dick. She's going to be like, I want the Nathan experience. The Nathan experience is what she's going to tell her girlfriends, which she's going to be selling you to her girlfriend. So Nathan, you're just setting it up. All you're doing is start off with the photo. Okay, Nathan? Start off with the photo, talk a little bit about what happened and how you couldn't resist and keep your hands off of her. And now you want to put your hands on her, set something up. Let's spend some more one-on-one time so I can give you the Nathan experience of kissing, touching you, French kissing on your body, spelling words on your body to make your body and your mind react to my touch. That's the shit that women gonna get their pussy wet. And they're gonna be like, who is this guy? What is this experience about? So that's what I would tell him.
I thought I was going to have something to add, Steve, but I don't have anything to add. Do that. Do that. All right. You will have success. The only thing I have remotely to add is that you tell your roommate to fuck off. If your roommate is cock blocking you, that's your problem. That's not his problem. That's your problem because you're allowing that shit. You know.
No, hey, so. One more thing. This is flavor. Remember, Nathan. One more thing, Nathan. When you look at her body, what I want you to do is I want you to break her body up from head to shoulder, shoulder to hip, hip to foot. Okay, so that gives you three. That gives you 3 parts of her body from front to back. That's 6 points that you can touch her with your hands and your tongue. Okay. Now I'm gonna get deeper. Slice her in half. So then that gives you 12 parts. That gives you, it gives you 6 on one side, 6 on the other side. So Nathan, when you're touching her and kissing her, okay? So if you're kissing her face to face, Nathan, that means you have your hands free. So that means with your left hand, you can rub her nipples, you can rub her breasts. Then with your other hand, you can rub her leg. Remember, see, as a man that knows how to kiss and good with women, you can do like 3 things at one time while you're giving her the Nathan experience. So anytime she's doing something, if she's in the like you take her into the kitchen, open up the fucking refrigerator, Nathan. Grab the fruit and smash it in her fucking mouth, Nathan. And also, Nathan, I'll give you one more. See, John, this is how sexuality works, man.
Yep.
Nathan, check it out, Nathan. Also, what you want to tell her about the Nathan experience is that I want you to be my plate. And what I want to do is I want to take some fruit, some whipped cream, and I want to put it all on your naked body and let my lips and my tongue be the fork and the spoon and allow me to eat off you the way I would a woman that's lucky enough to be with a man like me. I'm sorry, John. I just love this. This is how it's about, man. This is sexuality, man.
That's gold right there. That's what we're talking about. That's what this show is all about today. So guys, take some notes here because you might be thinking, "Oh no, I can never do this." But no, you do that. But let me tell you guys, I'll tell you one thing. Like because you might be saying, "Well, you might have been trying to write all this down." Don't write all this down, right? And I, disagree with me if you disagree, Steve. But we just talked about being your own man.
Yes.
Take this and do your own version of it. Don't do Steve's exact version because you might be like, "Oh, I can't say all that." Yeah, maybe you can't because you're not Steve, but it's the spirit of it. It's the same thing in your way of doing it. That's going to be natural to you. That's going to be genuine to you. That's the key. That's what we're trying to impart. We're not trying to make clones of ourselves here so that you guys can be clones. We're trying to teach you how to express this sexuality, how to actually be a seducer, which is to talk like this, to do these things that it doesn't have to be the exact words, doesn't have to be the exact thing, but it's a spirit of it.
Yes, and that's what I'm trying. Listen, guys, you don't clone me. Remember, like we said, this is what I'm saying. Take from my words and incorporate. Again, everything I'm showing you is just on the table. Yeah. Everything I'm showing you is on the table. Make sure you have make sure you have the bring hey guys, hold on. Now I'm gonna give you one more because this is important, guys. See, y'all don't even understand. Nathan, this is gonna be the Nathan experience, guys. Nathan, when you get in the shower, okay, I want you to bring peroxide. I want you to bring scope outlast and your toothbrush and your cologne in the shower with you before you see that woman. Now, let me show you something. Take peroxide and swish it around your mouth, because what it's going to do is going to kill a lot of bacteria in your mouth that your toothbrush can't get. So your mouth should be suzzing like a crazy rabbit, like it's just going to be suzzing. And then once you do that, wash your mouth out. Please, guys, don't swallow the peroxide. Just swish it around, please. And then what you do is take the scope outlast, put it in your mouth, and brush your teeth at the same time. All right, get that out or done. Now you work in your mouth. Now, the reason I want you to get your cologne is when you're taking a shower, you got your pores open up. Okay, your pores are open. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your cologne, spray it into your towel or whatever you wash yourself with, and push that cologne in your skin. So when you begin to sweat, gentlemen, because you stroking and smashing that ass, that cologne is going to come out of the pores. Okay, Nathan? So I want you smelling good, looking good, but also give her the experience of you. Take the information that I'm giving you and make it your own. Again, I always say, don't believe me. Just myself and John, you're right. We're just putting weapons on the table. Go at your speed. But I gotta warn you, when you do this, you got to be prepared for the aggressive woman that's going to say, I want your dick.
Yeah.
I want to see you right now. Can I suck you? Can I touch you? Can you fuck me? And if you're not used to that, it's going to throw them off. John, you know what I'm talking about. You got to understand that we on some other level shit. I'm trying to bring you to a place that you never thought you had, and that is sexual confidence. That's saying, I don't need to fuck you to fuck you. I'll get you to fall in love with me just off of who the fuck I am. John, you got it.
This right there, guys. I was just gonna say it's like so many guys are trying to get the girl, trying to get laid. They're scheming. They're scheming.
Yes.
Instead of planning a seduction, instead of thinking about how can I make this, like, how can I one up myself from next time? When you're thinking about how can I one up myself from the previous time, when you're thinking about how you could plan out the seduction, that you're not thinking about, you already got the having the girl, that's already a done deal. That's not even, you're thinking now, how can you make this as best as possible so that her mind is going to be blown, right? Yeah. That's the difference. And when you're thinking that way, the other part is easy. The other part is easy because that's already assumed deal, because you're like, how can I make this the best experience she's ever had in her life? That's the kind of guy. That's the kind of guy you want to be. That's the kind of guy that women are going to go crazy for, more than just getting drunk and letting you, letting you take them home. It's a whole different thing. So
John, I call it real quick. I call it roll tape, and I call it scribe. And something I always tell guys, when you're alone at home, this is how you create your moments for you. See, what you guys understand, when musicians play before they go on stage, they have what you call as a sound check. The sound check is when they sit on stage and they practice the music, the sounds, and make sure everything's working right. So what you can do is a sound check from your own home. When you go open your door, and you can do this in your comfort, nobody knows you, nobody knows what you're doing. I'm just saying, you can do this yourself. Sound check when you walk in that door and saying, if she's with me right now, as I walk in the door, in her door, what am I going to do? From this point, I'm going to leave the door cracked open. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press her body against the door. Then you close the door. Yeah. Sound check that. So then you're saying to yourself, okay, when the moment is arrived, that's what I'm going to do. Because you've already made it. You've already seen it in your head and you've practiced it. It's just like counting from 1 to 10 or learning how to count. It's storing information to pull out when the time is right. So all you do is I want you to walk through your whole entire apartment and sound check it. What if I was with her right now? What would I do? And John, it's the important thing. Why am I going to do it? Don't just figure out the what you're going to do. Always know why you want to do it, because this is the moment that if she's cutting something up, I can get behind her and say, are you doing something? I put my hand around her, get next to her ear, whisper some things in her ear, tell her how soft she is, how nice she smells, and how I'm looking at this, and turn her around, look her in her eyes. These are all sound checks that you can do that nobody else. See, John, this is the information these people should be getting from YouTubers. This is the kind of stuff. Man, it's deep, brother. Man, it's deep.
Yeah. The problem is, like, guys think this is soft. today, right? This is the problem, because they don't understand the power of it, right?
Mhm.
And they're afraid. I think they're afraid of that looking weak, or of showing any kind of emotion or feelings, letting the girl know that you like her, right? Because they're afraid, because they don't want to lose her, because they're afraid to walk, because they don't have options, and so they're afraid of these things. And yeah, and this
It's
is
not,
this is this is right on right here though.
John, it's not even I like her. She won me. She won the prize. She won
Exactly.
me. She
Yeah.
cashed in my Willy Wonka golden ticket. She gets to ride and get the quote unquote the Nathan experience, how Nathan sees it. She wins me. So I am, as a gigolo, ex-gigolo, gentlemen, in the bedroom, I've got to be the unselfish lover. Because the less I judge her for the sexy, dirty, nasty whore that she is, the more open she's going to be to doing more dirty, nasty shit with me. So,
Exactly.
admit, man.
I just saw, shout out to Jay Vincent in the chat. Just
Jay!
saw him in the chat. Yeah, Jay was at 21 convention with us. I'm gonna drop his Instagram in the chat here. Go follow Jay. He had a really good talk on fitness. Really good content. Really awesome guy. So go follow him on Instagram. Shout out to you, Jay.
Yes, big shout out, Jay.
But all right, well, I think we should probably wrap this up. So guys, before we go here, I've got a link down below. Go subscribe to Steve's channel, The Man Mindset. And also go to manmindset.com. Check him out. He does live streams all the time, breaking down emails, breaking down text messages. And really, like we said here, real practical, actually telling you what to do advice. As you can see, I think a lot of guys, they're talking big talk, they're talking a lot of game, but they're not telling you specifically, right? What should you do in this exact situation, right? They give you these kind of platitudes and information that you can't really operate on. Where Steve, you go there, you listen to one of his live streams, you got a question, you call in, he's gonna tell you exactly how to handle the situation. Which so definitely go check that out if you haven't already. Any final things you want to talk about, want to say, Steve?
Well, first, I want to say thank you for having me on, and thank you to chat room dogs, and I got love for you. But guys, listen to me. I will tell you right now, don't believe anything that I said. Fuck me. Don't believe anything that I said. What I want you to do is see it for yourself. Go to themanmindset.com. When you go there, you will see a range of audio clips from my clients, from women, not mine, from my clients. That's the first thing you'll see. When you get to the bottom of the page, you get to see 3 videos where I made a woman play with her pussy live on the air, unscripted. You see, guys, when you really know the game, you can show your receipts. And what I'm showing you is I've been in this thing over 30 years. I know what I'm doing. If you want a woman, I'll show you how to get one. If you want to learn how to be a man, I'll show you how to get one. Whatever you want, from even like John was saying, if you have a text message, you have a problem, I'll tell you how to put flavor in her eye and flavor in her ear. But you have to understand that I'm coming as a man, and I'm going to be tough on you because I care about you guys. So this is not going to be kumbaya. I feel good about you. I'm going to toughen you up, but I'm also going to man you the fuck up and show you the value that you have as a man. All I'm trying to do is get you to you walking your pathway by yourself. We got to cut the umbilical cord that you have with mom. We got to cut the umbilical cord that you have with some of these YouTubers, and you have got to go down that path. I didn't say your own goddamn way. I'm saying the pathway to your name and what makes you unique. And once you begin to do that, I'm only here to guide. I'm not here to tell you to be me. John tells you. John didn't tell you to be Bulldog. I don't tell you to be Man Mindset. What we want you to do is be your own unique man and create something. So the next time she looks at the great Oz on that curtain and she pulls that bitch back, it's another great Oz in that curtain instead of some little motherfucking man trying to pretend to be the great Oz. But John, man, I want to say thank you guys. And like I said before, the Man Mindset, we have cooking shows. We have a dating show. Guys, you always say you want pussy. Well, guess what? I bring the pussy to you. We have a dating chat line right now with women that want to get to play with their pussy. And this is for advanced guys, but they are looking for men that want to talk them into masturbating. That's what we have. Cooking shows. We have an erogenous zone show where we have women learning, and I'm talking to beautiful women, and they're telling you they don't like the lies, the tricks, and the gimmicks that the YouTube's doing. It's not me. The beautiful women are telling you that. We have a radio show, like John said. We kick off 3, 4, 5-hour radio shows just about every day. Why? Because when the game is in you, it flows out of you. That's how deep it is. So we have a lot and tons of things. Coaching, we have memberships, but we are trying to create a lifestyle in you to be the perfect motherfucking man. So when she's sucking your dick, when she's staying up late looking at you crying with a tear in her eye, when she's buying you gifts, when she's bringing other women to you, you will sit back and say, well, damn. And there's only one thing I want to say before I say in this is that, look, when you fucking, all I ask you to do is while you smashing it from the back, just take one moment, look up in the air and say, Steve, this is for you. Just pop that ass one time for me. I don't ask nothing. I'm asking, but John, thank you so much. John, hey, let me tell you about Bulldog real quick. This motherfucker is cool as fuck. He's the kind of motherfucker that I roll with. Because I don't roll with, I roll with real. I don't roll with fake. And when you get around real men, you respect, appreciate, and admire. You admire greatness because the way where he came from to where he's at right now, you can't help but to admire that. And it's okay. And I learned from him. Don't think I don't, it's not just a one-sided thing. I listen to what he's saying. I listen to his knowledge and all that shit. I'm sorry. And all that other stuff. But I just want to say, John, I'm sorry for going too long, but I want to say thank you. And to all the guys out there, all the chat room guys listening, thank you so much for your time to listen to this great, wonderful interview.
Yeah, no, thank you, Steve. I really appreciate that. And I want to say one last thing, because I don't know if we said this. I want to make sure that you guys understand this. What we're talking about here is not tactics. It's not about tricking someone. It's not about what you're going to get out. It's being it's really authentically meaning all this shit. You know, you paint this picture for the girl, you're whispering in her ear, you're doing these things that Steve is talking about. It's because it's authentically coming from you. You're not trying to get anything. You're trying to give something. You're trying to give an experience here. Because I think that's really important, because I think a lot of guys will be like, oh, look, I can add this to my list of tactics that I can use to get laid. That's not what it's about. So
I just real quick, I want to say a thing about tactics that I want y'all to understand. Just real quick, I want to teach y'all something. There's a quick lesson. Gentlemen, if I told you to go around and find the perfect vehicle, to create the perfect vehicle, and you went around and grabbed a Bugatti engine and a muffler from Ford and a Toyota part, and you put all those parts together, and I gave you a key to turn, it's not going to start because the parts don't fit. So the problem is you have got to stop going around getting Toyotas from this guy, mufflers from this guy, and other parts from this guy, and trying to put you together. That's why you're not working, because you're not working your parts. The only parts that work for you are your parts. And this is what John and myself are showing you. We're not showing you to use our parts. We're showing you how to get in your world and build the part for yourself. That's all I want to say, John.
Exactly. 100%. All right, guys. Thanks again. Thanks again, Steve. See you next time. Peace.
Love you, guys. Thank you, guys. Peace.